Yep. Good evening, everyone. So yesterday we discussed about React features and issues. So we learned about what are the features of React and issues with React, features of React and limitations, or say you can say issues with React. Some important key notes we discussed about what are the drawbacks, issues with React like technologies. Now, after understanding this, you joined that React community, right? So for new people who joined today, I will share a React community link at the end of session. You can join that, and in that already previous two demo session videos are uploaded. You can go through them, and the notes related to everyday concept also uploaded. A drive link is there. You can check that. At the end of session, I will share that once again. Huh? So today what we are going to learn, after understanding what is React, what are the features of React, and what are the issues. Today we are going to learn how to set up environment for React. We are going to see how do we set up environment for React. Setting up environment for React is nothing but, so what are the tools required, how to use them, and how to implement. So we will learn two basic things: how to design a React application, and we will learn how to use React in an existing application. That means already you are using a web application. You have a web application. In that web application, we can use React. We can implement React in that application. Or we can create or build a separate React application. So we will see the process how to do that. So for that first step, what you have to do is to set up environment for React. You need to download and install Node.js on your PC. You have to download and install Node.js on your PC. So I hope you people already know that Node.js is used to create web applications. It is used to create web applications. It is used to create servers. It is used to create tools, CLI tools. You can say scripting tools. All these we can do by using Node.js. Node.js is responsible for building web applications. It is responsible for building servers, maintaining, configuring the servers. It is responsible for designing several command line scripting tools. So because you are dealing with React, React is dealing with web applications, and to maintain, create web applications, Node.js is required. So later we will use Node.js for server-side scripting also, because in this we will learn about how to build one end-to-end projects. There we will learn server-side programming with Node.js. Actually, Node.js is specialized in this concept. That is the reason you need to install Node.js. This is the official website of Node.js. I will copy this. So this is the official website of Node.js. You can visit that official website and download Node.js from there and install it. So we are going to use Node.js. Actually, there are so many other tools also. We will explain about them. but initially this is basic. So what is this Node.js? You know, this is Node.js as a free open source cross-platform JavaScript runtime that let developers to create servers, web applications, command line tools, scripts and all. So it is a specialized JavaScript runtime which is used by developers to build servers, to create web applications, host them on servers, to run them. Everything is done by using this Node.js. So what you need to do is visit this website, and this website is very intelligent enough to understand which operating system you are using, and it will directly give you the download related to that operating system. Suppose you are using Mac, directly download will come for Mac. You are using Linux, it will give download for Linux. So you don't need to choose which operating system you are using, it will detect it automatically. You just need to install. So what you need to do, download this Node.js. So you get a setup here. So you can get a setup here. It will get that download. You can open the setup and install it. So it is a simple step-by-step process. There is no complexity there. Just follow next few steps. It will install everything for you. So I already have installed this on my device. I have a latest version of Node.js on my device. So I don't need this again. So what you do is you just open it. You can run this setup and it will start installing Node.js. And already in my device, a latest version is already installed. So it will terminate now. But for you, what you do, just follow next few steps and finish. There is no complexity in that, just a simple process of installing. Once you install Node.js, why we are using Node.js and why we need Node.js to build web application. To build web application, we need Node.js. Not only that, Node.js provides a package manager called NPM. So which is Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. Node.js provides a package manager called NPM, which is Node Package Manager. And you know that every developer uses package managers for. What is package manager? Package manager is a tool used by developers to install, upgrade, and uninstall any library required for project. So every software developer's machine have a tool called package manager. Package manager is very regularly required for developers. So you can use package manager for installing any library, updating any library, deleting, uninstalling any library. So whatever libraries you need for a project, you can download, you can install, you can manage everything through package managers. Actually, there are so many package managers. We have like Yarn, you have like Bower, you have like NuGet. So you have like Ruby Gems. So you have like Composer. So these are all package managers. Our package manager is NPM. There are so many package managers in the world. Developers use different package managers depending on their existing technologies, what they have. One of the popular package manager is NPM. NPM is a Node package manager. And you will get this automatically when you install Node.js. When you install Node.js, automatically you will have a package manager called NPM. So there are so many other package managers like Yarn, Bower, NuGet, Composer, Ruby, Gems, so many. Any one is enough. All package managers are similar with different features, right? So any one package manager is enough. For example, I will show you a point. Means already you might have learned this in HTML, JavaScript and all. Suppose you are building a HTML page. In a HTML page, you want some icons. You want like a home icon. You want like a bell icon. Some icons you need. How you get icons? You can use Bootstrap icons. You can use Font Awesome icons. How to set up icons in a project? Actually, what we do, we can visit the website. You can visit the website like icons.getbootstrap.com. After that, what you can do, you can download, you can copy the file into your project. Instead of doing all that, generally what we can do is, so we can download, for example, this is Bootstrap and you want Bootstrap in your project. You can download, but when you download, you will get a zip folder, copy it, extract it. That's a lengthy process. Developers, what they do, they use package managers. They use package managers like what? NPM, like Yarn, like Ruby Gems, like Composer, like NuGet. These are all different package managers. What is the specialty of this is just by running a command, you can connect to their server, download the file, add that into the project, and you can start using it. So package managers will provide simplified approach for installing, setting up libraries that are required for your project. Later, when you want to upgrade them, you want to remove them, you can easily do through commands. That is the reason every developer's computer needs a package manager, and you will get that package manager by using this Node.js. After installing Node.js, once you can check, you check whether Node.js is working or not. What you do is, so open command prompt on your PC and test. You can test the commands node v and you can test the command npm flag v. This is to check whether properly this Node.js and package manager are working or not. They are used to get the version of Node.js. And remember, the latest React that you are going to use, so you have to make sure that you have the latest version of Node, that is 20x version. Any old version of Node.js is no longer supported for modern React. So because some people who are working with various technologies already may have React in their PC, Node in their PC. Already developers, many people have Node.js on their PC, but they may have a old version. Those old versions of Node.js will no longer work for modern React. Currently, we are dealing with React 17 and 18 versions. So for that, you must have Node 20 and higher version. Any older version will not work anymore. You have to uninstall that and you need to install the new. Make sure that you are having latest Node version installed on your PC, right? So you see now, this is actually, I will open the command prompt. I will open this command prompt and in this command prompt, you just run node flag v. So this will get the node version. I have 21, which is the latest version available. So npm v, this version is 10x version. So npm is package manager, its version is 10 and node version is this. So node version 20x and npm version, npm is 10x. npm version is 10x. Make sure that you have these two. So that is the version you need to have in your device, right? So this is the first thing you have to do. Remember, later so many other concepts will come. That means later you will add more tools when you start building app. Once you start building an application, you will get so many things. Now, another point is once you've done this, that means you are having a proper environment for building an ordinary web application, because Node.js is enough for building web application and for building servers and all they maintain. Now, next point, you need a editor. So second one is editor. I hope you already have them. Which editor you are using? Visual Studio Code. We will use Visual Studio Code. We can use different editors, but the best editor in current situation is Visual Studio Code. So what you do is download Visual Studio Code editor. So this is Visual Studio Code editor is the editor we are going to use for our apps. This is official website of Visual Studio Code. This is the official, you can download. I hope you already have, right? We can use different editors. Hundreds of editors are there. We can use any editor, but this is the best editor in the current situations. There are so many editors actually. This is Visual Studio Code editor. You can download for your operating system. It is available for all operating systems. And actually, editor, these are different editors. You can see these are all different editors we can use for our projects. Hundreds of editors will be there. Different types of editors will be there. These are all different types of editors we are having. You can use any of these editors. So the best editor that we currently having, we use is this Visual Studio Code. There are so many editors. It's not mandatory that everybody have to use this Visual Studio editor, but it is good. It is open source. It is from Microsoft. It provides good plugins. Even for Java, .NET, PHP, Python also, it have all plugins. And it is from Microsoft. Later when we use TypeScript as a language for React, TypeScript language belongs to Microsoft, then it have a good support. Right, that's the reason this is best editor for us, right? We download this editor and use it. I hope you already have this editor on your PC, right? Now, one more thing you do is, so after downloading Visual Studio Code editor, you know the purpose of editor. I don't need to explain why you need an editor. Editor provides a integrated development environment for building, debugging, testing, and deploying. It provides an IDE for building, debugging, testing, and deploying. You can build, you can debug, you can test, you can deploy your application from one place. It provides all the features for that, right? That is this. So next, what you do is you download extensions for VS Code. Few regularly required extensions up as of now. Later we will add more extensions related to React. Basically, some extensions that you need is, one is live server. You download a live server extension because it is always good to run your application on a server and test on server. Without server, people can run application using a file system server. File system server is not a good idea. Always use a live server. You use a live server. Later we can host it on cloud servers also. Cloud servers we will see later. Initially we will use the live servers, local server. So you can download this live server. Another one is VS Code icons. VS Code icons is also important. VS Code icons is also good. It will give good icons for your files, because a developer needs to deal with a lot of files. All files look similar, that is confusion. If you have this VS Code icons, every file have a unique icon representing the technology, so that you can easily understand that, okay, this is JavaScript, this is CSS, this is HTML, it is easy. So what you do is open Visual Studio Code on your PC. This is Visual Studio Code. Once you open this Visual Studio Code editor, in this editor, you will find extensions button will be there. You go to the extensions button and you search for what? Live server. Live server is one extension. This extension you just install on your VS Code. I already have that. So, and another one is you install what? VS Code icons. VS Code icons is another one. You can install this one also. There is one more important good for you, that is IntelliSense. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML is nothing but because you are developing very good user interfaces. That means you will use a lot of CSS. React developer means highly professionally skilled front-end developer. The role of React developer means a highly skilled professional front-end developer. That means he is very strong in his HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Tailwind, like third parties and other. The point is, when you are working with CSS classes, styles, attributes, this will help you very much. That means lot of attributes, lot of classes, we cannot remember everything. What is the advantage of this is, it will automatically pop up and show you suggestions related to CSS. That will be helpful. If you even don't have complete idea on CSS, certain help will be provided to you. So that you can easily create good designs. For that, you just install this IntelliSense for CSS class names. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. This is another one. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. This is another one. One more extension I will recommend here is ESLint. That means ESLint for React.js. So this is for React.js. Actually, later we will learn. ESLint will be there. Yeah. So actually, later I will show you that ESLint. As of now, you don't need this. Just keep it. Later I will set you about this, right? ESLint. ESLint. So this is ESLint actually. ESLint is nothing but, I hope you people know that in real-time project development, if you are using any language, every language have certain rules to follow. That means a developer must write the code as per the rules, as per the standards. You cannot use your techniques, tricks, and the shortcuts that you learned in your classes or in any training. That means in your classes, in your training, your trainer may teach you some shortcuts. Your trainer may teach you some tricks and techniques for resolving some problem, which is not good for real time. That means he may tell you as a trick or technique, but it is not good for real time. So it is not standard because it will misfire in different situations. So we don't want to take chance. So what every developer have to do is, usually in our real world projects, in every device, we have a language analysis tool, LINT, language analysis tool. Java analysis tools will be there, .NET analysis tools will be there. What the tools will do, while writing the code, they will verify whether you are writing the good code or bad code. So code is good and bad. And if you are writing a bad code, it will alert you. So we don't recommend any bad code. For example, just basic thing I will explain here. Suppose we have an if condition and we have a block on true, what are the statements, else what are the statements, on false. This is actually an if condition we are writing. Now your trainer may tell you that you can write this if condition and with directly true and else directly false. What is happening here is this block we are ignoring. That means I am not using a curly brace. to start and end. I'm ignoring this. And many times you will see people recommend you that you can write like this and it will execute this first statement. This is bad coding. That is not shortcut. That is bad code. We don't recommend this. Why? Because what is the purpose of this block? This block tells the compiler where to start, where to stop. Block usually indicates where to start, where to stop. Without writing that, what you are trying to tell? You are trying to tell that I will not tell where to start and stop, you decide. Nonsense. You are wasting the time of compiler. It is not shortcut, it is pure nonsense. That means this is not great code. That means you don't worry about shortcuts. You know you have minification tools. They will minify your code. You learn JavaScript, na? JavaScript minification, CSS minification. You have minification tools. They will make your code shortcut. Why you are worried about that? Don't use your shortcuts here. They are not good for programs. So who will tell you all this? Code analyzers. We have, popular code analyzing tools will be there, like PMD. You see, PMD is one code analyzer. PMD, Sonar, ESLint, these are all what? Code analysis tools, code analyzing tools. And what is this? PMD is actually, I will go to the documentation. You will see it will give you a rule reference. You will find rules of every language you have. JavaScript rules, Java rules, everything. Suppose I went to Java rules or JavaScript rules somewhere, code styles, and you see here, when I go to the code styles and see here, so some coding style. Okay, you see now the code styles. This is an if condition with a block, and it says this is okay, and it says this is bad. That is bad. Who says this is bad? People who developed that language. After all, who are you to implement these shortcuts which are not good? That is complete pure nonsense. So we don't want all these things. Keep your tricks with you. Keep your techniques with you. Keep your shortcuts with you. We want standards in coding. So we write code as per standards, not for techniques and tricks. You don't worry about the techniques and tricks. We have some specialized tools for them. They will take care about that. Right? That means every programmer knows that code inconsistency is a big issue, and we have to avoid that by using these analyzers. And JavaScript analyzer is ESLint. ESLint is a JavaScript code analyzer. Any technology which is using JavaScript as a language, it will get the rules of coding from ESLint. ESLint, when you set up, it will verify whether the code that you write in JavaScript is as per the standards. If it is not, then it will alert you and tell you that this is not good, this is bad. For that, you need one important tool. What is the tool? ESLint. So you can set up this ESLint and install on your device. But how to use ESLint for a project? We have to enable for every project. You install this plugin, but every project will not use this plugin. It's your wish. You can enable, you can disable for any project. In one project, I want this. In another, I don't want. Actually, you have a separate website, ESLint. This is eslint.org. The main purpose of this ESLint is to find and fix problems in your JavaScript code. What does it mean? Not finding the errors in your code. It is finding the rule violations. It is not finding the errors in your code. It is finding the violation of rules. If you violate the rules, then it will verify that and tell that please don't do this. Please use this technique. It will verify your techniques and it will tell that your technique is wrong. Right? That is why you need this. And you have to set up that for your project using this command. Later, I will show you how do you set up, right? How do we work with that? But it is good to set up this ESLint on your device. So another tool I recommend here is what? ESLint. You use this ESLint also. So how to use it, I will explain. We will see that. We will work with that option. So you have Node.js ready and you have a editor ready. So now let's see how to build an application and how to use React in an application. Remember, as I told you, we can build a complete separate React application, or we can use React in existing application. That means I already have a web application. I'm using Java, .NET, PHP, Python, some technology and building. In that web application, I want one page very interactive. And in that page, you can use React. It is not necessary to use React in every page also. And remember, React is not just only for single page application. We already discussed it, like single page application is the solution. It is not just only for single page application. A traditional web application also can use React to make its UI interactive. So what is the misunderstanding by people is that React is used with a separate application environment. No, it is used in any traditional web application. That we will see first. We will see how to React in a web application. Then we will see how to create a application. React we will create an existing web application. We will first create one existing web application. So we will create one traditional existing web application first. Let's see how to create a web application. First, what we do. So let's go to any location on PC. This is my PC location. And I have some drive location like E drive. In this location, I'm creating a new folder for my project. And the folder name I will give as web app. Just a simple web application. So this is the folder. In my drive, I created a folder for my web application. Okay. So what we have to do is first create a new folder for web application. And we have some, I done it in my E drive. We have an web app. So you create a new folder and keep it like this. Okay. So I need to check this. Yeah. So this is first thing. So already we have an web application ready, right? So means we have a folder created. Now what we have to do, open folder in Visual Studio Code. So and set up environment for web application. How to set up environment for web application, you know. You learned already traditional web applications, how to build them, just HTML, CSS combination apps. So see, what we do now is we will go into the Visual Studio Code and open the folder, and it is in E drive. I created a folder web app. This is the web application we are having. And how to set up as a traditional web application. So first step, what we need to do. So what are the basic steps here? Open terminal and run the command you have to run the command in the terminal npm init y, flag y. So that is the first thing you need to do. And you know what will happen. What is the purpose of this? It is used to generate a package JSON. Every professional web application have a package JSON file. Package JSON comprises of project related metadata. Project related metadata means project name, project version, its libraries, its versions, and the commands to run the project, commands to test the project, commands to build the project, all are kept in which file? Package JSON. What this is going to do, this command generates package. It generates package.json. It generates package JSON. And you know, traditionally every web application will have a package JSON. Package JSON comprises of metadata. Project related, all the metadata commands are kept in this package JSON. Later we will use in different occasions, customize them and all, right? So what you need to do, you need to open the terminal. This is your project terminal. You know this terminal, right? So you can open from terminal menu also as new terminal. And when you open the terminal, this is the terminal. In the terminal, you have to run the command npm init and flag y. So actually flag y is nothing but if I just use init, it will ask a series of questions like what is your project name, what is your project version, what are the dependencies and all. Y indicates that yes for all the questions and create a default setup so that later we can modify if we want. Now you just set Y, it is going to generate a package JSON in your project. Every professional web application will have a package JSON. And you know the purpose of package JSON. Package JSON comprises of project metadata, project related metadata. So this package JSON contains the data. This package JSON will keep on updating according to what you are setting up in your project. Later, we will use certain options in this package JSON to run the project, to test the project, to build the project and all. So actually we write commands in which area? Scripts. By writing commands in script area, we can run some commands for running the project, designing and everything, right? So initially this package JSON is required for every project. Okay. Next important, after that, add a new file into project. By name we have readme.md. readme.md. Every professional web application traditionally will have one file called readme. That is mandatory. README is a file designed by developers for developers. That means when your project is being used by other developers, they need to understand which content you kept. They need to understand how to start it, how to test it, how to deploy it, what commands you use. So README is a document designed by developer for developers so that a developer can understand about your project and can run, can test, can deploy and everything. So we provide help by using this. We add a file and the file is readme.md. Actually, this readme contains, this is help. That means run project. So for that, so debug project. So or test project, These are just titles. Under this, we give all the notes, how to run the project, how to test the project, how to deploy. This is a documentation designed by developer for developers, and every professional web application will have these things. Remember, this is not React. This is just ordinary web development. Every general web designer knows these things. That means he knows that a professional web application must have a package JSON and it must have a README. These are very traditional things. Not only in React, Angular, React, Vue, every web app have this environment. So we are adding these two. Okay. Next one, we need two folders actually. Add folders. We need two folders. One is public, another one is SRC. You know these folders purpose, huh? What is the purpose of public? Public, it is a folder. It is used to keep static resources. Static resources. Static resources like HTML. So HTML, like images, like videos, like documents, all these things we keep. And SRC, it is used for dynamic resources. Dynamic resources like CSS, like SCSS, SCSS, like JavaScript, like TypeScript, all these we keep inside this SRC. Every professional web application contains two basic folders at higher level. One is public, another one is SRC. Public comprises of all static resources, your HTML pages, your images, your videos, your PDF documents, your PPTs, docs, everything kept in public. And your CSS, your scripts, your TypeScript, your SAS files, all are kept in this SRC. SRC for dynamic and public for static resources. So this is a traditional environment. So we have a public and we have SRC. Another folder is SRC. So a traditional application comprises of these things. That means now you have public, one folder. This is new folder and this is new file, right? To add the new files and to add the new folders. This is the basic environment we are having. And you know that every application starts with, later several more folders will come. Later several more folders will come, and every application starts with what? Every application starts with one page. What is that page? So here, add index.html. You know that, huh? Index.html in public folder. Because currently we are in, remember, currently our environment is in development mode. So you know, every project have three modes: development, quality, and production. In development mode, we build the application. In quality mode, we test the application. In production mode, we deploy. And in development mode, these all will be there. In production, only one folder will be there. That means in production, we will not have several folders. We will not have several files. You may have 100 JavaScript files. All are combined and unified into one file called main.js. You may have hundreds of CSS files. Everything is minified into one file. So, and you may have several folders. Finally, in the production, there will be only one folder. Everything is into one folder. Usually production level folder, we call it as dist, D-I-S-T, dist. Dist or build like folders we create. So this is in development environment. Every project have three environments: development, quality, and production. In every environment, file system architecture changes. Currently, you are a developer, you are developing. Once you learn about testing, you will see the environment different. When you are deploying, you will see different environment. In development environment, these are all the file system. In production environment, it changes. How to design a project for a production environment also you will see later, right? Initially, this is for development environment. So every application starts with index. Go to public folder and add a new file. And what is that file name? Index.html. And this is a simple HTML page. I am designing a simple HTML page, and I am adding some traditional title index. And I keep here as so index page. And here I will keep one message. I will say that React is in a home page. In home page, and I will keep this home as a link. And here I will put href as home.html. We will add one home.html also here. Home.html here. And this is the home page. Now, what is my intention here is our intention is very simple. This is home. Our intention is in a traditional web application, I don't want React everywhere. I want React only in home. That means, is it possible to use React in only one page? Yes, it is possible. You can use anywhere you want. It is not like React is used to build a single page application. It is used in multi-page applications also. It is used in a page to make the interactive UI. What is the purpose of React? It is a library for building effective user interface. Then you build effective user interface anywhere, in any page, you can use it. So what is our intention here? In index page, there will be no React. In home page, we will have React. Let's see how to do that. So now the concept here is, so we have two pages now. One is index, another one is home. Now in index page, now we need to start this, you know how to start, right? So you add index in public folder, another one add home.html in public folder. So index is your startup page and home contains the React related environment. So let's see how to do this. So environment is ready. So let's run this now. How to run? You can right click on your index and you can say open with what? Live server, because we installed a server. We installed a live server, open with live server. It will start with live server and it will show you this is index page. Now in this index page, we don't have any React. React is in which page? Home. And when I click on home page, it will get me the home page. Here I want some React actions to perform. That means I want React to take control and I want React to display some message, welcome to React. I want such actions to perform. Now how to set up React in a page? Let's see. So that means now what you have to do, third point, you need to set up React library for home.html. You have to set up React for home.html. So we are going to use React not everywhere. We are going to use in only one page. And there are so many techniques of doing that. So what are those techniques? Let's see. The first thing you should know is in order to use React in any page, you need three libraries. In order to use React in any page, you need three libraries. One library is React.js. Another library is React DOM.js. And one more library is you need Babel.js. Their file names will be different. This is just the library names. So to use React in any project, in any page, you need three libraries. It is the core library for React. And this is a library for virtual DOM. You know that React uses virtual DOM. Yesterday we discussed what is DOM, what is shadow DOM, and what is virtual DOM, right? And for the virtual DOM, you need another library called React DOM. And we have Babel. Babel is compiler for React. React JavaScript code is compiled by using a compiler called Babel. Babel is a compiler. And you know already in JavaScript you learned. JavaScript is compiled in two ways. What are those? JavaScript can be compiled using two techniques. One is JIT, another one is AOT. JIT is what? Just in time. AOT is ahead of time. So Babel is a compiler which compiles the JavaScript code AOT ahead of time. Recently, they changed it to AOT. Earlier, they used to use JIT. You know, JavaScript is compiled in two techniques. One is actually JavaScript is interpreted as well as compiled. You learned that in JavaScript. Interpreted means what? Line by line translated. Compiled means what? All lines are translated. And when you are compiling is again two types, JIT compiled and AOT compiled. JIT compiled means what? It will load the code in the browser and compile in browser. That means when you requested, at that time it will compile. But before you requested, it is already compiled and it is ready. Then it is called as AOT. AOT is what? Ahead of time. Babel can use both techniques. It can use JIT, it can use AOT. Right? So it is a compiler which is required for compiling the JavaScript code. So this is the first thing. Okay, so you need 3 libraries. Now how to get the libraries? Now, how do we get these libraries? There are 2 ways. You can use, if you want any library for a project, what you do? You can use CDN. I hope you people know CDNs. You can use CDN. CDN means what? Directly we can bring from their servers and use them. We don't need to copy, download anything. We need to directly access from their server and use them. How you use CSS and JavaScript in any project? You can download the libraries or you can use the CDN. And remember, React 18 onwards, the approach of developing an application, they completely changed. React up to 17, they have this facility. From 18 onwards, they changed it. Finish. That means no more linking libraries and all. You have to develop a separate environment for React 18. React 17, up to 17 version of React, how it happens, I will show you. From React 18 onwards, different. The approach is different. The complete library is different. They changed library also. That means this is for React 18. So you need all these libraries and approach for React up to versions 17x, up to 17x versions. From 18 onwards, everything changed, different. 18 is completely different. Their library also different. So this is up to React 17. I am showing you how it works. From React 18, different setup will be there. I will show that. So you need all these libraries and approach for React up to version what? 17x. Up to 17x you need to do. And what you can do is you can get the libraries from CDN. You can get the libraries from CDN or download using package manager. You have package manager already. By using package manager, you can download the libraries or you can use what? CDN. CDN means what? You have to go to their official website, copy the links, paste them in your page and use them. And download the advantages, they are available offline directly. You can copy and use them in your project. I will show you both approaches. We'll see both. But remember, CDN is available. CDN is available for React from legacy repository. CDN is available for React from legacy repository. That means modern React don't have CDN. Legacy means I told you yesterday, React old version, new version, their repository is different. They change it completely, right? So what is the previous repository? Let's see. So we will go to the website. So this is our index page. We will go to legacy.reactjs.org. You go to legacy.reactjs.org. In this, you go to docs. You will find docs. In the docs right side, you will see CDN links. and you click the CDN links and you will get the CDN links here. And you have two files. One is React.js, another one is what? React DOM.js. They given for two, development and production. Two libraries are there. You can see they have two. One thing, this is for development, this is for production. You know that in JavaScript you learned development files are uncompressed files, production files are compressed. And how you compress the files? By using minification tools. Minification you learn JavaScript, minifying the files and using for production. For development we use what? For development we use the original uncompressed file. For production we will use the compressed files. Currently we are in the development. What you do? You copy this script for the development and paste that here. In home page, I will keep these files in head section. Okay. And remember, you know already that scripts have order dependency also. CSS don't have any order dependency. You can write in any order you want, but JavaScript have order dependency. Which file first you are linking, which file second you are linking, it matters. For CSS, it doesn't matter. For JavaScript, it matters. Make sure that first file is React and second file is React DOM, right? After that, we need Babel. Babel is not available here. Babel is not available. I will copy this link directly for you in the notes so that you will get an idea. This notes I will upload into your WhatsApp community. You can get it from there. This is direct CDN links. You can get the CDN links from there. These are for React CDN links, and Babel CDN links also available. Babel CDN link is also available. You need Babel CDN link also. Which one? We have Babel official website is there. In the Babel official website, you go to docs. In the docs, you have to go to integration packages, Babel standalone. This is the Babel standalone, and this is the CDN for that Babel standalone. Babel.js. It is a minified file. Compiler, it is a minified file. Copy this one. Copy this file. Okay. Now you have to keep it here. This is another one. This is another one. So now your page is ready to use React. You need three basic libraries. One is React, another one is React DOM, another one is Babel. So this is the official location of Babel. Actually in Babel, there are so many, this is official location of Babel. In Babel itself, there are so many libraries. We don't need all libraries. You have to copy Babel standalone library. You have to copy the Babel standalone library. The link I given directly here, standalone library. Because Babel have so many libraries for different purpose. This standalone library is enough for initial stage. So to enable React in any web page, you need three basic libraries. One is React, another React DOM, another one is Babel. Babel is what? Compiler. That is the compiler. Now comes very important point. Here, what is the key concept is, so React will not use the actual DOM, right? Already last session we discussed React uses what? Virtual DOM. It will not use the actual DOM. It will create a virtual DOM. It will render in the virtual DOM, which will be updated to the actual DOM. So you don't have the actual DOM interaction here. So what we need to do here now is, so after you define this, in this body section, we are adding no script. And you know already in JavaScript you learned why you need a no script element. It is to verify whether JavaScript is running in browser or not, enabled in browser or not. If JavaScript is not enabled in browser, no chance your JavaScript technologies will not work. That means many times we have seen for freshers in interviews, they ask, if I disable JavaScript, will React work? That is a silly question actually, because if you disable JavaScript, nothing will work in a browser. For just for freshers, they to understand whether they know or not, they ask, How to know whether JavaScript is enabled in browser or not? By using a HTML element called noScript. NoScript will verify whether JavaScript is working or not. If JavaScript is not working, React also will not work. So what we need to do here, we need to write a statement saying that please enable JavaScript on your browser. Generally, this message is not displayed if JavaScript is enabled. If JavaScript is not enabled, this message will come, right? Usually what happens, for example, see now. So I have this page. I will go to Edge settings. This is Edge settings, my browser settings. In this browser settings, I search for JavaScript. I am searching for JavaScript settings. And in JavaScript settings, JavaScript is currently allowed. I will block JavaScript in my browser. When I block JavaScript in my browser and I go to home page says, please enable JavaScript on your browser. And if JavaScript is not enabled, your React will not work. So what we will do here, we will enable JavaScript, and once refresh this and you will see there is no message anymore. That means JavaScript must be verified. Otherwise, so it will not work. So you need to check whether JavaScript enabled or not. We need what? NoScript. And after that, we will create a div. And for this div, we will give an ID called root. Root is nothing but we are creating a shadow DOM. Yesterday I showed you shadow DOM. Shadow DOM is what? Component based. Every component have a shadow DOM. That means what we want to do is we want everything to render in this area. We want a login, we want a registration, we want some change password, we want some any content, it should render in this area. That means what we want, this is the location where we want the content to render. All the content should render here. That means what we do, we will use virtual DOM. Virtual DOM. In virtual DOM, what we do, we create one component. After that, we will add this component into this actual DOM. Our virtual DOM will create the components, design the components, and they will add into the actual DOM. Everything updated in the virtual DOM. It will be reflecting later into the actual DOM. So this is the location where you want. ID you can give anything, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, any ID you can give. Traditionally, for shadow roots, we use a ID called what? Root. You can use anything. You can say container. You can put any ID you want. It doesn't matter. So it is a traditional root ID. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to write a script. In this script, I want React to create a virtual DOM. React can create a virtual DOM by using React DOM .render method. This React library have a method called React DOM.render. What is this React DOM? It creates a virtual DOM. And in that virtual DOM, you want to render something. Rendering is nothing but generating output. Yesterday we saw the flow, HTML parsing, right? How HTML is translated. Now we want to render. What you want to render in virtual DOM? In virtual DOM, I want to render welcome to React. So I want to render just welcome to React. Okay, where you want to render this? Initially, I'm rendering just a message. Where you want to render this? This must be finally, it is created in virtual DOM. After that, it must be rendered into this div, right? That means where you want to render this, you have to tell the location where you want to render. Where you want to render, I want to render into this div. How to access the div? How to access the div? We use what? Document dot get element by ID. What is it? Root. That means in the main DOM, it will render this virtual DOM. That means actually this is virtual DOM content. It is rendering into the actual DOM. It is updating into the actual DOM. In virtual DOM, currently we have only message. We don't have any design. Later we will create a design. How to create designs, I will tell you. Currently we are having what? Only a message. But remember, this is React DOM, which is rendering. And one basic thing you should know that React cannot use JavaScript directly. React cannot use JavaScript directly. Actually, React uses JSX as language. It is JavaScript only. It is JavaScript extensive language. JavaScript is not directly used by React. JavaScript extensions library is used by React. React will not use direct JavaScript. It will use a JavaScript extension. That is what we call as JSX. So what is the language of React? The language of React is not JavaScript directly. It is what? JSX. And JSX is little different and it has certain rules. We have to follow that. JSX is little different and we should follow some rules. What are the JSX rules? I will tell you, we will discuss about that. But initially, the language used by React is not directly JavaScript. It is what? JSX. So whatever you written inside this script area is not understandable to React. React cannot understand this script area. Because what is the default type of script? You know, in JavaScript you learned what is the default type of JavaScript? Type is equal to text JavaScript. But it is now not text JavaScript, it is JSX. You have to tell that. Otherwise it cannot work. That means you have to tell the script that the script inside this is not direct JavaScript, it is JSX. React can understand only JSX. That means now what is the script type we need to define? What is the script type? Type is equal to what? Text. Text slash what? JSX. Or you can also use text Babel. Babel will understand that this is JSX. That means Babel understand every form of JavaScript. Babel can understand every form of JavaScript. So simply Babel, it will understand what is it, right? So if you just give text slash Babel, that's enough. That means now what happens here? You say welcome to React. That means we are having home page. In home page there is no React, and when home page when I go to index to home page, in home page React is working, and React is taking control, and React is rendering some into the actual DOM. And what is the message it is rendering? Welcome to React. But this is not React latest. This is React up to 17. From React 18 onwards, they changed it completely. Their library changed, their approach also changed. You cannot use this approach anymore in the modern React. But you will see several old applications are still using this approach, because companies will not directly jump into latest versions every time. They will be still using old versions in their projects. So you need to have awareness on both. So you observe now, it looks okay, but when I right click and go to inspect, in my console, I can find some errors. And see the error is already expected. What is the error expected? Error expected is that React DOM render is no longer supported in React. So 18, in React 18, use something else. This is related to which version? React 17. They are saying that in advanced React, there is something else, you have to use it. That later you will see that. But initially, this is up to 17 version. This is how it works. From 18 onwards, complete change. That means generally, developer usually think when we say new version means they think, okay, it is updated from old version to new, some new features may come. But here it is complete redesign. They have reconstructed completely. And one more thing is in React 19, which is coming. React 19 is currently in beta release. It is currently in beta release. It is coming, and maybe they officially announced November as date. And by November, when React 19 comes, it is changing its compiling system also. That means complete compilation process of React is being changed. That means you will see more revolution in the React, so in future releases, but that you will see later. But initially, this is the point. Now, what we are rendering here, we are rendering directly just a message, but not a message. We can render some components. we can render some components. What are components we will discuss. We will discuss later, right? So here one more important understand here. If I use text slash what? JavaScript, which is traditional, or I don't give anything. If you don't give anything, you know that by default script is what type? JavaScript type. And if you don't give anything, it is unable to recognize that. It is unable to recognize that. So you have to mention either text type as what? Text slash what? JSX. JSX you have to define, it will work. So, or you have to mention that as what? You have to mention that as text as Babel. Babel. That is also fine. It will work. It is going to work. But anyhow, warning will come that is related to version, saying that this is the old. So what we need to do after linking all this? So one more option is there. Now what you have to do is create an element for actual DOM. So that is just div ID I given as what? Root. After that, so render virtual DOM. So you say create and render content, create and render, create virtual DOM and render into actual DOM by using the method. We have a method called react DOM dot what? Render. So syntactically what we do is, so we write react DOM, capitalization, everything very much matters, right? Render, react DOM render and component and target. Target on actual DOM. You have to define this. What component you have to render, where you have to render. And another important point is React uses JSX, JavaScript extension library. So it uses JSX, JavaScript extension as language. So then what is the point? Hence, the type of script must be JSX or Babel. JSX or Babel. So means how do we do? We have to write script type is equal to text slash Babel. Or you can also set up like script type is equal to text slash JSX. We can use any of these. So that is how we do. And I will give these two example pages. One page is which one? Index.html. In this, we are not having any React, right? So it is just a traditional HTML page. So let me copy this. I will copy this code. This is index.html. Second one is home.html. These two code, I will give it to you. You can try this. Right. I hope you are clear. So you have to try this. This is enough for today. You need to try this first. Once you try this, now tomorrow we are going to learn how to design a page with components. What are components and how to design components and what are the rules of JSX? What is JSX? What are the rules of JSX? How to design components? So what is our target tomorrow is, what we will do is, we will take a sample. In tomorrow's session, we will try to design we will try to design this Netflix screen in React. We will try to design this in React. That means our tomorrow's target is to design this in React. That means we will create this screen in React. Here you will understand how components are created, how they are integrated one another, how to define the styles and all. We will see that. This is our target. So that means Netflix is React app. Netflix, Amazon. So we have Instagram, Facebook. So all these are designed with React now. Netflix is purely designed with React.js. Amazon is designed with React.js. So Facebook is designed with React.js. Instagram is designed with React.js. They are all React.js apps. Now we will try to design this. For this, we need to first understand what are components and how to deal with the components. In tomorrow's session, we are going to learn about React components. Then we will create this kind of environment. Tomorrow will continue, right? And if you don't have the classroom code, this is our WhatsApp community code. You please join this community by scanning this QR code. Today's notes, yesterday's notes, and yesterday's videos, everything will be uploaded into that community. Already I uploaded. Previous notes and videos are uploaded. Today's notes also I will upload into this. Open your WhatsApp and join this community. And from yesterday, tomorrow, everywhere, demo related, all videos, everything we will post here. Then we will continue in tomorrow's session, right? Thank you.